Eric from Phone Scoop here, and today we're racing with the LG AX490, the first phone in the US with Fastap.
The AX490 clearly has a race car theme going on. It goes beyond the Motorola i833's race-inspired curves to add headlights, a windshield of sorts, and racing sound effects. Sadly, the curvy design doesn't do much to hide the AX490's inexpensive plastic looks. There are volume controls and a voice dial key on the left, and only a camera key on the right. The camera is a disappointing VGA model. Below it is a flash that's even more disappointing. But in between them is a large color caller ID screen that's quite nice. When we first got a hold of the AX490, we thought it was a little big. It has a large plasticky look to it. But then we pulled out another mid-range CDMA phone, the Samsung A920 for Sprint, and discovered that although the AX490 looks big and feels big, it really isn't that much bigger. It's just a tiny bit longer, but no wider or thicker. However, you can feel that external antenna poking you when it's in your pocket. Like teachers always tell the ugly kids, it's what's on the inside that counts. And in this case, the inside is where LG hid their secret weapon, a Fastap keyboard, and an unfortunately small screen for a messaging phone. The Fastap keyboard has rows of letters in alphabetical order that surround the number keys. It also has a separate space, punctuation, and shift key. The letters are raised slightly and have a softer texture than the numeric key. Although there's not too much of a difference between the heights of the two keys, I rarely found myself pressing the wrong key by accident. Well, at least not pressing numbers when I meant to press letters and vice versa. Your fingers glide over the numbers to find the letters. What we did do, quite often, was hit the wrong letter, or totally forget where a letter was. For example, the first thing we ever typed into this phone, the ever-predictable Phone Scoop, not only took us longer than normal, but we actually wound up replacing all of the O's with Q's because I hadn't learned where the O was on the keyboard just yet. After 4 days of typing random phrases into the AX490, I reduced my time to a respectable 6 seconds. But that's still nothing compared to the 4 seconds it takes me to type Phone Scoop in using T9. That's not fair. We type Phone Scoop in using T9 all the time. What about a phrase that uses words we never type in T9? This painful 30 seconds is after 10 days of practice. We're still hunting and pecking for a lot of letters. I can find the G, S, and T pretty easily, and of course the A. And oddly, though I've started to learn where the N is, I still can't find the M or the O. I continued my experiment by trying this phrase in T9. And miraculously, on my first effort, I was able to shave 10 seconds off my best effort using Fastap. So I wondered, is it just because I use T9 all the time and I'm actually good at it that I'm so slow at Fastap? Which is how I devised this little experiment. Phone Scoop is the new Mythbusters, don't you know? This is Tim, our control subject. Say hi, Tim.
Hello, Eric.
I know it's hard to believe, but before today, Tim never used T9, nor has he used the Fastap keyboard. So we gave him a little time to learn each method, and then we ran him through the same set of tests. When Tim first saw the Fastap keyboard, he thought it looked easy to use, and that because of that, he'd be faster on it. But as he started typing, he found the layout confused him as much as it confused us. Even though he didn't use T9, Tim still had an idea of where the letters were on the phone keypad, and Fastap did not match that or any other keyboard he knew. After many tries, Tim was able to enter the long phrase in just over 40 seconds. To test his T9 skills, we let Tim use his own phone since he's comfortable with that. Tim picked up the concept of T9 quickly and surprised himself with how well he actually knew the location of the letters on the keypad. Once he was tapping along, Tim was actually quite excited about it. But he was sure to point out that learning how to use T9 is nowhere near as intuitive as learning to use Fastap. One glance at the Fastap keypad and it makes sense. T9 has to be explained or taught. Still, Tim was able to shave a good 5 seconds off his previous Fastap time. If this was a race, it looks like T9 would win, even with the newbies. Sorry Fastap, you're novel, but not fast.